we just don't really feel like giving it to you because, I mean, you're going to die pretty soon anyway.
Free Talk Live.
Let's go to Sarah. She's in New Mexico. Sarah, you are on Free Talk Live.
You know what? We're going to raise the cigarette tax for $1.50 per pack here. We're going to.
You're raising it an extra $1.50 or to $1.50 per pack?
No, extra.
Okay.
Whatever it's on right now, we're going to tack on another $50.
Now, is this just in Albuquerque or is this the state of New Mexico?
The whole state of New Mexico.
Okay.
I think that this is done at the Santa Fe, the Roundhouse, and it's just going to fly right through because the anti-tobacco is a Democrat bill. Usually, we're against the big tobacco companies, and we're
How
more
do you
health
feel
conscious.
about the big tobacco companies?
What do you think?
How do you feel about the big tobacco companies? I mean, where do you side on the issue?
I am tortured. You know what? They are giant, big companies. They have made money by killing people, and they need to pay out. And they're going to have no people buying their junk. And also, I am tortured by the smokers at the bus stop. The less people could buy them, it's going to be like $8 a pack. There's going to be less people torturing me at the bus stop.
See, so Sarah believes that if the taxes go up, fewer people will smoke. What do you think?
I think that's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
I think the demand for addictive substances is pretty inelastic.
If you tax something, you get less of it. I mean, certainly. But there are solutions that don't cost an arm and a leg. And the cigarette prices in the Southwest are already really high.
According to a news story at Las Cruces Sun News, the current tax on a pack of cigarettes in New Mexico is $1.66. So they are talking about nearly doubling. So not quite a 100% increase, but darn close to 100% increase in taxes. And our own Mark Edge, who is a regular co-host here, well, not during the winter, but normally a regular co-host. He will be on within the next few days, as long as everything goes well in Acapulco. He's one of the people who actually the taxation going up led him to quit smoking. So does that mean we should have more taxes?
Well, the thing about it is that, Democrats, we're into free health care, and then when they get sick, we have to pay out. We have to pay for their oxygen. So we're just collecting the damage deposit up front right now.
I mean, then quit having free health care.
Yeah, what if you didn't have to pay for their health care?
Well, the thing is, Democrats were into giving free health care, right?
Okay, so you are a Democrat.
She's a communist. Self-proclaimed.
We're going to have to pay out for them anyways.
But you don't have to. You're choosing to. I mean, that's your preferred ideology. You want to pay out for them, right? Do you not want to pay for everyone's health care?
That's correct, but that's the reason why.
As long as they engage in only behaviors that you personally approve of.
Or else she'll tax it.
See, the tax they're paying now is so that we could help them out later when they're dying.
Yeah, the state doesn't save money that good.
If the state lowered their taxes, maybe they could put that $1.50 per pack aside and pay for their own health care.
Yeah, but people aren't that responsible, right, Aria?
No, they're not.
No.
Well, the thing that the way that it works
But I mean,
out
all this
now,
is taking place in magical fairyland where the government's going to provide people health care anyway.
Well, yeah, because the reality is when the government gets in charge of health care, now, Sarah, maybe you don't want it to be this way, but the way it is they will have a death panel that will decide whether or not to give the person the assistance. Because while the health care's free, and I'm putting quotes around that, it's only at the pleasure of the state. They don't have an obligation to take care of somebody just because they smoked their whole life. And if you are, let's say you're 86 years old and you come down with, chronic pulmonary lung disease or whatever, some sort of horrible emphysema or whatever, and it's because of smoking, and you go into the hospital and like, well, we're going to need to do X, Y, and Z to you, and it's going to cost this amount of money. And, well, even though the health care is free, lady, we just don't really feel like giving it to you because, I mean, you're going to die pretty soon anyway. You're 86 years old. So what's the interest? I mean, you're not paying taxes anymore. You're retired, right? So like, yeah, maybe you're paying a property tax or something like that, but you're not producing like the 20-year-olds or the 30-year-olds or the 40-year-olds who don't have these issues. They don't go to the hospital as often, so it costs a heck of a lot more to take care of a bunch of old folks who didn't take care of themselves. What makes you think the government's going to even help these people down the line with the cigarette tax?
Well, you know what? The thing about it is that whether they do or not, I mean, most of them, they get taken care of if they're dying, if they're suffocating, well, they'll give them oxygen. But I like the idea of getting money out of them now every time they buy a pack of cigarettes to kill themselves. That's the part I like.
You like the idea of it. Whether or not it actually makes a difference is another question.
Okay,
right?
but they're going to collect those $50s. They're going to waste it now, and then 30 years
saving it.
From now, when they're dying from lung cancer, they're not going to have those $50s because they're already wasted it.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's not that Democratic logic, but that's my logic. I like getting money out of them now.
You're not getting the money, just so you know.
What you're talking about is not a matter of any kind of logic. I mean, it's not. We saw this play out with Social Security, with the government like, hey, we're going to take a part of your money and we're going to put it back and we're going to help you retire on it. And they're like, oh, crap, we spent all of your money.
Sarah, why not go all the way and just advocate the total ban of cigarettes? That's what they're talking about in Hawaii.
Well, you know what? I would prefer that. I would prefer that. But you know how it is.
Thank you for the call tonight. Toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. The reality, of course, is prohibition doesn't work, and in many cases creates the opposite of the intended consequences. But we may see Hawaii nonetheless go for it and give it a shot. It's Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.